tired. Like, I just spent the last 7 months practicing every single week. I just spent almost 4,000 rand in the last 3 weeks just on this thing. I'm done. I'm not gonna do it again. I'm done. Long story short, I failed, and I failed at that thing, and I was so disappointed in myself because I knew what I was doing. I knew how to do it.
Everybody talks about trying out new things, but nobody talks about what happens when you try out new things and you fail, especially when you fail investing in yourself. So let me be the first one to start that conversation. Now, I've been consistently investing in myself in this one area of my life. I want to say for the past 6 months, 7 months, consistently. And not just me, like I had so many people around me who were also investing in me in this area, in the same area. So I felt like there was a lot at stake. And girl, child, there was just a lot going on. It was just, yeah, so I felt a lot of pressure to be the person that I had to be to succeed, to be good at this thing. And all of this was leading up, right? So like at school, you learn everything during the course of the semester or during the course of the term, and then at the end of the term, you have a test that assesses your performance, your understanding, and your knowledge on the content that you've been learning all throughout the term or the semester. Similarly, with this whole situation, for the past 6-7 months, I've been consistently investing in myself, consistently learning, consistently practicing. It was the one thing that I was like extremely excited for. And I've been the type of person where if I get excited about something, I get really scared because there have been times I've been excited about something and then things don't happen to par. When things don't happen, then I'm left with being extremely disappointed, and I don't like that. So that has turned me into a huge pessimist. Yeah. But with this one thing, I'm like, you know what, everything is gonna go fine. I've been investing in myself, I've been doing it, I've been learning, I've been practicing, I've been reading, I've been watching, you name it, I've done it, I've been paying as well. It hurts most when it's your money that you've lost. Anyways, so every week I'm doing this, I'm learning, I'm getting better, and I can actually tangibly see that I'm getting better at this thing. And the time comes, I'm like, you know what, we're going to take this up a notch. Start paying for professional lessons now. I start paying. All of this is coming out of my pocket. My small pocket. Guys, consider. Now, bet. I start paying, and I'm learning, and I'm getting better, up to a point where now I'm confident in this thing that I'm doing. Because I know, okay, my test is coming, and I'm like, but I know what I'm doing, and everything's been going well. Nothing bad has happened, and I've been doing this properly, so it's up. I'm good. Nothing to worry about. Come the day of the test. In fact, not even the day, the week, 2 weeks before the test. Now I'm getting, a bit anxious. I'm not gonna lie. I was more afraid of my test than my actual school examinations that I was writing like 2 weeks before. Trust me, it was that bad. A week before my test, I remember the Monday, I started off with my skin being perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. By the Wednesday, my skin had broken out so bad because I was just extremely stressed. I was nervous. I remember I would just, I had heart palpitations, random, well, not palpitations, but I could feel like I'm getting extremely tachycardic. My blood pressure, I didn't need a blood pressure monitor to check my blood pressure because I knew my blood pressure was through the roof. Trust me, that's the benefit of being in the healthcare industry. You know when things are not going well with your body. I didn't need a blood pressure. I didn't need to have my blood pressure professionally checked. I didn't need to have my blood pressure professionally checked for me to know that it is high, and it's higher than it should, because I can just feel it in my body. My heart rate, I remember one day I would just be chilling, and all of a sudden, I'm experiencing shortness of breath. All of a sudden my heart is racing. All of a sudden I'm just all over the place, and it was really bad, and it really affected my skin. I think that's one of the visible ways that stress physically manifests itself with me, is that my skin breaks out, and it breaks out. It breaks out. So now my skin breaks out the week before. Keep in mind, I'm still going for lessons. I'm still getting better at this thing. And it was so bad. It was just, I was so stressed. And then come 3 days before, now I've managed to calm down, I guess. I'm not as stressed as I was a week before. There was just so many other stuff happening in my life that when it happened, when 3 days before the test, I'm like, okay, now I have to calm down. 2 days before the test, I'm getting excited because I know whenever I have something big that's happening, usually I keep it to myself. And you guys will just see results. But this time I was telling people beforehand that I'm going for this test and I'm going to get it, I'm going to bag it, I'm going to pass. No questions asked. Why? Because I've invested in myself big time. I took a huge bet on myself. Not just me. Other people have also invested in me. So I've got a lot to lose. And I started telling people I'm going to pass, I'm going to get it. And the morning of, we go practice, and I'm just getting better. At this thing, The area, in the test, that I was most worried about was what I spent all morning practicing. So I've been practicing, and I'm getting better. I'm getting more confident in this area. I'm like, okay, bet, I've covered all of my bases. All that's left is for me just to go and write the test, and then I'm done, and then I pass, right? Now, come 2:30, the time for me to go and write my test. I don't know what happened. Next thing I know, I just blanked out. Have you ever just blanked out? Blank. No, I blanked out. I blanked out and I messed up, and I messed up really bad. Like it was so bad. I'm not even kidding. I'm not exaggerating. And to cut a very long story short, not even a long, in the moment I just blanked out. And when I blanked out, I couldn't do it properly because there's a certain way that you need to do it, and I just couldn't do it properly. Yeah. So I remember after that, I just like sat down and I cried. I remember I was calling a friend of mine that knew that I was going to have the test and everything, and because I had promised her after the test I'll call you first thing, and I wanted to keep my promise. I really wanted to keep my promise, even though in the moment I really didn't want to talk to you because I knew I'm literally on the verge of tears. You know when you want to cry and it's just sitting here, it is here. Yeah. So I'm sitting on the ground and like I've got my phone on my hand and like I'm calling her. I'm like, hey, just want to let you know that I failed. And she's like, oh, well, that's okay. Can we try again? And I'm like, I don't want to try again. I was down bad, and like, in the moment, I was trying so hard not to cry. But when it's sitting here, you know there's nothing you can do. The tears are gonna come out. So she was like, girl, don't worry. I also failed my first one. I failed my first one, I failed my second one, I failed my third one, I'm on my fourth one. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm just like, oh, what on earth? And she was like, no, it's okay. First of all, do you have the mental strength to do it again? And I was like, I don't have the mental strength to do this again. She's like, okay, it's fine if you don't take some time off. But at the same time, I'm like, I just want to get this over and done with. She's like, okay, you can always do it again. It's not a problem. I did mine 3 times and I failed. This is my 4th one, so the 4th one has to be the charm. And yeah, long story short, I tried and I failed. And the whole purpose of this video is, I know on my channel I talk a lot about investing in yourself as the biggest and most important investment that you can have. And even though I failed the test, I remember coming home and like telling my mom, yeah, I failed. And she's like, okay, it's not a big deal. I'm like, what do you mean it's not a big deal? I failed. And she's like, nah. I've never heard of anyone passing that test on their first try. And I'm like, excuse me? And she's like, I've never heard of anyone passing that test on their first try. So it's not a big deal, you can go try again. And I'm like, yeah, but like I've seen videos on TikTok about where people are passing on their first try. And she's like, I've never met anyone in real life that has passed on their first try. You can always try again. And I'm just like, yeah, but the whole point of this is when you're investing in yourself, the greatest investment you can make is investing in yourself. And even though I failed, no one can take away those skills now. Like the last 7 months have been truly a blessing because I've never really taken a bet on myself in this manner and a bet on myself in this regard. Especially one that has nothing to do with academics. And now that it is over, I mean, I can still go back and apply to rewrite the test and I can write it again and definitely pass because I know exactly where I need to work on. The whole situation has taught me that, you know, it's okay to try and it's okay to fail. Because when you fail, you learn. And no one can take away the skills from me. Like, now I know how to do the thing. You have just tried something and you failed. And that's okay. You have taken a bet on yourself that many people are not willing to do, and the whole experience will definitely leave you with skills that you never had before you tried. So as a perfectionist, I don't really like calling myself that, but as someone who kind of fits the description of a perfectionist at times, failing was hard. It was definitely a very tough pill to swallow, especially someone who's used to getting things right the first time. But all of this has just taught me that, you know what, it's okay to try again, you'll get it eventually. So this is just me venting on the internet. I probably shouldn't do that, but hey. And no, I'm not going to say what exactly the test was because I'm not going to spill my guts on YouTube. I already do that enough. Yeah, but I hope you like these types of videos. Definitely not my usual type, but I enjoyed this. Let me know if this is any value for you, and I will see you on the next one.